Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave, and today we're continuing our playthrough of Fleet Commander Nimitz by Dan Verson Games. And I'm going to film this a little different. I'm using a different stand for my camera, trying to get it a little closer to the map and the board so you can see a little better what's going on. It does mean I'm going to have to kind of move the camera a little more though, but hopefully it'll work out. The first thing that we do is we're going to advance our campaign turn to July and August of 1942. Okay, and then the next thing is resupply, and we come over here for our resupply, and you can see first thing we're going to do is advance and delay forces under construction, then get our supply points. We'll allocate the supply points where we're going to use them, and then place our newly started forces on the game track. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is advance forces and delay. So we're going to advance. Let's see if I can do this okay without knocking over everything. Sorry. Getting used to a different setup. See how this works. We're going to advance the Hornet. We can take 2 of the infantry units. We'll put them on the west coast. And we can take 2 of the aircraft. We're going to take the MiG-23, put them on the west coast, and we're going to advance the B-26 group down to there. Now, at the last in the last turn, I saw where I made a mistake here in the infantry, and I had over. I forgot I only had a capacity of 3, and I'd put like 5 in there or something. So I did switch them. I did take them back out of the infantry, which did leave me with 3 extra supply points up here. So the next thing we do is now we gain supply points, and we get 21 additional points. So here's 10, 15. Let's see what I got here. 15 and 6 is 21. So that's a total of 24 points that we have to spend. Okay, I am going to spend 5 points. And I'm going to put them over here on this standard capacity here, and it's going to get us up now. So the next turn we'll have a capacity of 6. So that'll be great when we get that. Okay, I have to spend 4 points to do my repairs. I got to reinforce this battalion. And I got to get Mag 13 back up, so that's 1 point each. And then here, I have a subgroup and my cruiser group that got damaged in that last combat. So that cost me 4 points. So there's 6 here that I'm taking, and then that'll leave me with 2 for change. Okay. I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to spend 3 scouting, and we are going to scout Carrier Fleet 5, Battleship Fleet 1, and Carrier Fleet 3. So that's where we're going to do our scouting at today. So that cost me 3. Well, that leaves me with 2 more. Okay. I'm going to save these 3 for battle plans because I may need them. And then that leaves me with 5, 7, 9 points to spend over here on my build. So I'm thinking I could spend 3 and rush my carrier up one turn and getting closer to getting him back into the game. Because I'm definitely going to need the Hornet, or I could get the Wasp started. That cost me 5, which would only leave me with 4. And right now, what I really need is infantry. My capacity's not all the way up there yet because it doesn't go into effect yet. So I can only add 3 for my infantry, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to add the 1st Marine Division. He costs, he's worth 2 points right there. Because my capacity is 3 and my battalion is there, that's my 3 points. I could have rushed him. It cost me 3. So it's really not. So I'm going to take 2 points off of the supply points. Now I've got 7 to spend. On my aircraft, my capacity is 6. Right now I have 3 on the line. So I'm going to add, I need to add 3 more. So I think I want to add, man, yeah, what do you do? I got these Australians, but I'm afraid, you know, I'm going to get caught up with them down there, maybe. But they're the cheaper ones to put in. I think I need the a set of B-25s. That's 2, 4, 5, and I need a single. So I'll take this RAF fighter group P-40s and put them on the, oops, they're a 1, so they go there. And that'll help me get some planes moving on the next turn. So that costs me 3 right there. So I take 3 off of there, leaves me with 2. I still have 4 that I can spend. And I think I will spend the 4 on this battleship right here, the South Dakota and the Indiana. They go in here. So I'll be able to get them moving also. That takes up all my supply points. So that's it for supply points. So this is kind of what the chart's looking like right now. Okay. It brings us back over. So now we've done our resupply. We've placed everybody on the track, and now we're ready to do our U.S. scouting. Okay. So we got over here, we're going to scout Carrier Fleet 5, Battleship Fleet 1, and Carrier Fleet 3. All right. So we're going to roll. For Carrier Fleet 5, we roll 2d10 plus 2. And we get 10 plus 2 is 12. Carrier Fleet 5 moves. One closer to Australia, except Australia. If cannot, they go east. So luckily they can go south. So Carrier Fleet 5 is going to move south. They're in transit. And with that, the ships, 1 infantry, 2 aircraft. So he takes the 2 aircraft, they come down here, and he can't take the infantry. And he has his own infantry with him. So they just stay there. Okay, so that worked. Carrier Fleet 5's not harassing me. And on 12, the resupply doesn't change. Okay, let's do Battleship Fleet 1 and see what those guys are going to do. We roll for them. It is 13 plus 2 is 15. Reinforce. Objective with Japanese force ashore. If cannot, south. So they can reinforce. There's 3 that are adjacent to them. There's 4 that are adjacent to them. 5 really. 1, 2. They're right here now. Let's see. Adjacent to them would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll roll a die and we'll see 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The battleship fleet is moving here. They're in transit. Okay. Right there. All right. They would have taken with them 1 infantry and 3 aircraft, but there aren't any. So they just take the infantry that they already have with them, and they stay on the ship, so they don't get off right now. All right. One more, Carrier Fleet 3, and that was a 0 on the changing of the resupply. This is 13 and 2 is 15. So Carrier Fleet 3 can go 1 or 2 here to reinforce. So we'll roll. And it'll be a 3. So they'll come here to Okinawa. So Carrier Fleet 3 moves to Okinawa. And with them, they already have Carrier Fleet 3 takes 2 infantry with them. It would take regular infantry. That's already in their carrier group. So they take them with them. And want to reinforce 1 infantry and 3 aircraft. So they have 2 aircraft and 1 infantry that goes to Okinawa. And Okinawa can handle 4, so that's all they can take on aircraft and infantry. So they're all part of the in transit there. So we'll just leave them on top of there. Same thing was down here with these guys. They were already in transit. So we'll put them on there. Okay. All right. That's all the scouting orders. So now it's time for my movement. And as much as I would love to go hit that battleship fleet and see if I could do some damage to them, I really worry about a lot of this, but it's a juicy target right there. So we have the battleship fleet right there. My thoughts are to come in and take Wake Island with the infantry that I have. I could probably take the Marshall Islands and maybe do some damage to that battleship fleet. I've got 1, 2, I got 2 carriers, 3, 4, a couple destroyers, a couple subgroups, and I could really come in and hit them hard, but they're going to land, they're going to put on transports 2, 3, 4 infantry units there, which means that becomes a heck of a battle for me right there. That's 5, and they have a land-based aircraft. And I don't have any land-based aircraft there yet. So I'd have to do it with my carrier-based aircraft. But I'd really want to go after the battleships and see if I couldn't do some damage on them. So let me take a look at this. Yeah, you know what? No guts, no glory. What we always said growing up. So, see if I can find a spot here for the camera. I'm thinking it's a risk, because if he could get some of these fleets coming down here to help him out, or he could get a carrier fleet to come and help him out here on the Marshall Islands. But man, I could deliver him a blow to that battleship fleet, knock out some of his land forces too. And if I could get that island, it'd give me a place to have my ground air, put some air units in there. Oh, brother, what do you do? Right? Man, decisions. Well, I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to go after Wake Island. I'm bringing in this infantry here, these guys here, and we're going to put them on a transport. We're bringing them into Wake Island. And we're going to see if we can't take Wake Island. I need that island. And that'll help block them from Midway. Gives me another airfield that I can put some planes at. I'm going to move this one up to the Hawaiian Islands now. So I have them staged. All right. So hopefully I can take this without too many losses, and I got a big enough force there that if they come nosing around with any of these other fleets, I can take care of them. So I think that's my safe bet. That's what I'm going with. All right. So these are the struggles you have, right, when you're playing the game and you're trying to figure out how to stay alive. The key in 42 is don't get beat. Don't lose too many. You got to have 4 of these the objectives at the end of in 42. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, and I have 4. So I have down here, I have Samoa, Hawaii, Midway, and Alaska, and I cannot give them up. So this is where we're going. So I've made my decision. I've kept New Caledonia is not getting supported, and they're just going to have to fight it out there. But it ties up two carrier fleets and a small surface fleet, and that suits me just fine. Okay, so I did my movement. Now we do Japanese orders. Okay, so these guys are in a battle, so they're not going to do anything. These guys get a hold order right here. So that moves them up 4 points. Let's see. These guys get a hold order. That moves it up 4 points. All right. Now we're down to the guys that are going to have less here. He actually has 2 units. So we would roll to see what he's going to do. And he got 8 plus 5 is 13 east. The one closer to Hawaiian Islands that has Japanese forces ashore, if cannot, we roll a D10. And we see what he gets. He gets a 2. He gets a sortie. And a sortie, randomly select 5 ships, 2 infantry. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. His first order is always a hold order. So they hold. They don't do anything. It goes up 4. Okay. These guys have 2 units. They get a hold order. We're up to max on the supply points over here. Sorry. Let's see if I can show a little more. We've moved this up though. We went 4, 4, 4, and now we're here. Okay. The next one is another hold order. This is in the Philippines. They get a hold order. It's already maxed out. Okay, now looking for the next lowest units. So this hold order is there. Okay, this one's on both of those. These guys are battle hold. They're in a battle. This group has 4 units. This one's got 4 units. These guys have 3 because they're not in transit yet, but they're going to get a hold. They're going to get a hold order right there. Let's see. 1 infantry, 3 aircraft. That's a hold order right here in New Guinea. They're not going anywhere. Same thing here in Borneo. They're on a hold order, so they're not going anywhere. Okay. What's that leave us with? Oh, this battalion. That's a hold order right there. And that's going to bring us to our fleets, for the Japanese fleets now. And then, of course, we'll have these guys if they don't take them. Okay. So Carrier Fleet 1 has 3, 4, 5 units in it. Surface Fleet 1 has 3, 6 units with it. And Surface Fleet 3 has 1 and 1 with it. So Surface Fleet 3 would be the next one. So we roll for it. We get a 2 plus 10 is 12. 1 closer to Australia except Australia. Okay, so Surface Fleet 3 moves 1 closer. So we'll move them here. They've now moved. Okay, and it does not change the resupply. Okay, next one is Surface Fleet 1 had 3, 6, and Carrier Fleet 1 had 3, 5. So Carrier Fleet 1 is next. And they get a 3 and 10 is 13. 1 closer to Hawaii Islands that has Japanese forces ashore. Okay, so they move to here. They also have a moved on them. That brings up Surface Fleet 1. And they get a 10. And 10 is 20. Offensive. Closest objective with no Japanese forces ashore and adjacent to Japanese forces. So Surface Fleet 1. And daggone them. Let's see. Closest one. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Midway. So Surface Fleet 1 is coming to Midway. All right. So they got around us, and they're going to try Midway. I'm going to see. Surface Fleet 1 has 2 destroyers, a subgroup, and their transport. Hopefully, we can do them some damage. I do have a couple aircraft there, and I do have a ground force there. And so, oh lordy. Okay. Man, oh man. I wanted to happen here. Such bad luck. Bad strategy or bad luck. I don't know which it is. Okay. This is part of learning the game, I guess. How do you divide up your fleet? You know, you look for power and yet, you know, you don't have defense sometimes. Okay, well, this is what we got. So that's it for the Japanese orders. We got to resolve battles. So why don't we just start with Midway and let's see what's going to happen there. So I'll get the map out and we'll get set up for Midway. Okay, the only special rule for Midway is the invader may not have airfields until they hold the island. Okay. So we're going to move our forces. So we have the 25th Infantry is in the U.S. Foxholes. And we have 2 airfields. So our airfield strength is 2. Okay. And fleet number 1 has a destroyer, a subgroup, which isn't going to do anything, and then they're going to have a transport with 3 battalions on there. So, this is going to be interesting. All right, I got to pick battle plans. I'm thinking I get 3 to begin with, and if I use 1 extra, that'll give me 6 battle plans for this one. They don't have any aircraft, so we'll spend 1 battle. We'll take 1 supply point. It'll leave me with 2 supply points, and I can have 6 battle plans. So I think I'll take if I take artillery, that's 2. I could take roll for an extra infantry attack, that's 3. And if I take a diving attack, that's an extra hit. So if I hit them on when I make my bomb runs, that'll do that. Oh, I should have rolled for battle turns. Sorry. So, you know, this is one of the things. This is the battle location. Goes up on the board. Okay. Move your U.S. forces. Move your Japanese. Roll for battle turns. Okay, let's roll for the battle turns. See how many there's going to be. Oh, it's a 9. There's 4 battle turns. This is going to, it's probably better maybe that we have 4 battle turns up here and see what we can do here. So they get 4 battle plans. No, they don't. I'm sorry. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 5 forces. They get 2 battle plans for each turn. Okay. So they're going to get 2 determined battle turn draws. Okay, I've got my 3. There's 6 for my battle plans. And now we draw the Japanese battle plans. So they get 2. Okay, here we go. First one is duration. Adjust the battle duration by 1. I'm going to have to check and see what they do with that one. And the next one is ship combat. Crap. +3, +2 on AA guns. So they're going to get a chance to fire at me a little heavier. So I don't like either one of those. All right, so let me check and see what the duration is. It may shorten this up. Okay, so we do this duration at the end of the battle turn. If they have more forces on the map, they'll lengthen the battle by 1. If they have less, they'll take it away by 1. They'll shorten it up by 1. So it depends on what happens here. Okay, we're going to move U.S. aircraft. So the U.S. aircraft are coming out and they're striking at the destroyers. Okay, and then we have move Japanese fighters. There aren't any. Move Japanese bombers. There aren't any. And so now we go combat. There's no dogfight, so we got to roll for their AAA. Okay. He gets +2 on his anti-aircraft, which is 2. So that's a 4 to hit. Got an 8. That's a miss. And the other one was a 4. He got a 6. He missed. Okay. Now we do bomb runs. Next is bomb runs. So we're coming in with our bombers. I need a 4 and I need a 3. So we'll do our 3 to hit. 3 or less. And he gets a 6. And we need a 4 or less. And he gets a 7. Crap. So that didn't do any good. Okay. There's no depth charges. The naval guns, they can fire at my infantry. They need 3 plus 3. So that's a 6. They need 6 to hit. 6. So he hits my infantry. Drops him by 1. The other one, 1. They hit. They knocked out my infantry. So the destroyers with their fire knocked out my infantry. So great. Just keeps getting worse, doesn't it? Okay. Now the infantry advance. So he's now on the beaches. The transport's gone. All right. Return our aircraft. They come back. And inflict airfield losses. There aren't any. And now we do advance the battle turn counter. So he has 1, 2. He has 5, 2. So he's going to extend the battle. So he extends the battle, which now comes down. So there's still 4 battle turns to go. And that took care of that. Okay. Man, this was not good. I gotta get rid of these guys. These dang they're not that good, but I don't want them on the island. That's the problem, but those destroyers are going to cause me a problem. Okay. And now my artillery's not going to work because I don't have any infantry ashore. Okay, he can't attack me yet because he's still on the beaches. So everything's with the destroyer still. Okay, we got to draw 2 new battle plans for the Japanese. He gets battalion. Place a battalion on the island. And submarine warfare. So no submarine warfare, so that one goes. So he now has a battalion in the foxholes. All right, so he just picked up a battalion. Takes care of that. All right. Move our aircraft. They're coming out here after these destroyers again. No Japanese fires combat, no dogfight. Here comes the anti-aircraft fire. Both ships are firing. They need 2s or less. He gets a 5 and a 1. So he hits this one. Daggone. Man, they get the best rolls. All right, I'm making my bomb runs. He needs a 2 or less to hit. And he gets a 0, which is 10. Which is, yes, it's a 10. That's a miss. Man, I go from game to game. Sometimes the zeros are 10, sometimes they're 0. That's a 10. Okay, I need a 4 or less. And it gets a 1. All right. So Mag 21 hits. He's going to play dive bomb, bomb success, inflicts 1 extra hit. That eliminates that destroyer. Group 4 is gone. So I got rid of that. So that one paid off for me. All right. So the destroyer group got hammered. All right. Naval guns. He's firing on my airfield now. He has to have a 3 or less. Oh my God. He got a 2. The airfield goes down to 1. This is bad. This is bad. Now his battalion can attack. They have to have a 1. He got a 9. Okay. And then the infantry advances. So now he's got 4 battalions in foxholes. Return aircraft. So this aircraft gets back. This one's lost. So I now lost Mag 22. Going to have to rebuild those guys. Mag 21 is still here. Okay. We advanced the battle turn counter. It's now battle turn number 3. Draw the Japanese battle plans. And we've got kamikaze attacks. That's nothing. And he gets no contact, no attacks into Japan Ocean. Okay, that's fine. I don't have either one of those, so neither one of those do anything. My bomb group moves out, and we go into combat, and he rolls his AAA, which is 2. He got a 1. Hit me. Man, I just can't believe it. All right, I'm doing my bomb run. I got a 2. I hit him. His destroyer just got damaged. All right. Naval guns. He's firing. He has to have a 2 or less. And he got a 2. Knocked out the airfield. And that's going to do it. The infantry can't do anything. I lose my aircraft because the airfield's destroyed. And the Japanese now took the island. And the destroyer's going to go back to his fleet. Let's see, this was an offensive. It's -8 on the resupply. And what you do here is when these guys go back to their fleet, they get repaired. So it goes back to 1, and this drops 1. So 6, I believe. I'll double check that. This is... Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry. Looking at the wrong thing. This is Surface Fleet number 1, which was already pretty well decimated. The subgroup goes back. He takes 3 battalions with him. He leaves 1 battalion on the island, which of course is going to flip Midway. And the problem there is he's going to cut me off a supply now. I'm desperately going to have to go retake Midway. All right. And the destroyer group, number 5, goes back on there. This stays up here at 7. All right. Whew. That's the end of the Midway Island battle. The Japanese took Midway from me. Okay. Okay, our next battle is for the Wake Island. So again, the first thing we do is we move our U.S. forces over here to the battle map. So we'll do that. I got my U.S. forces. I've got my cruisers, which are going to be in here. I have my subgroups, which are out here, but they're not going to do anything. My carrier groups are, see if I can angle this a little bit more. My carrier groups are down here, the Saratoga and the Yorktown. Another subgroup. My destroyers would stay out here to protect them, although they don't have anybody there. And I have my transport also coming in here on the coastal region to land me a couple of infantry units. So what we're going to try to do is the same thing they did to me on Midway, which is shell their guys and get rid of them. Their Japanese forces are in foxholes, and the rules here, you cannot have any airfields until you hold the island. If the U.S. has never held the island, which we have not, Japan starts the battle with 1 fortification counter. So I have to eliminate the fortification counter before I can get the battalion. Okay. Next thing we do is roll for battle turns. So they get a 1. So it's going to be 1 turn. Now, in this case, I want to extend the battle because I need to, I need a little time. I want to get them guys, dislodge them, and I'm not sure 1 turn will be enough. So I'm going to try to get rid of them. I also have up here with my carriers, down here I should say, each carrier group has, let me find it here, in 42, F4F, 2 SBDs and a TBD. So they have a Wildcat, 2 SBDs, and a TBD for each one of the, for each carrier. 2 SBDs and a TBD. Okay. All right. They have 1 force, which gives them 1 battle plan. So I'm going to have to sweat those quite as much. I get 3 battle plans, and I can buy another one if I want to. So I think, let's see, I'm going to take, where's the extend at? Ranging shots, furball, sonar, anti-aircraft, envelope, charge, damage control, engaged. That costs me 3. I'm going to spend 1 more supply point. It's going to leave me with 1 left over. And I'm going to buy an artillery, because once I'm on shore, well, let's see. I can fire that. I only have 2 turns. I'm going to need that. And I'm going to charge. We're coming after them. That's the 6 that I'm going to use. Okay. We draw our Japanese battle plan. That gets 1. And it is crap. Artillery. Infantry ashore. I don't have any infantry ashore. 1 successful infantry attack. So he's not going to be able to do that because I don't have anybody ashore. Yes. Okay. That's the perfect time to draw his. All right. Move our U.S. aircraft. So the Yorktown's bomber group is coming in, and his Wildcats are coming in with them. And then over here we have the Saratoga's bomber group, and the Wildcats are coming in with them. We're going to see if we can cause some damage here, maybe. There's no Japanese fighters or bombers, There's no dogfight. There's no anti-aircraft. So we do our bomb runs. Okay. So we have 2 SBDs and a TBD. So the 2 SBDs, they need 3s to hit. So we're going to roll 2 dice. I need 3 or less. I get a 1 and a 2. Boom, boom. So I knocked out the fortification. Wow. And I hit the battalion. I got a TBD and a Wildcat. They're both 2s. They're coming in. 7 and a 2 hitting. Got them. I eliminated the Japanese battalion. Finally. One went my way. That's it. This battle's over. So that was quick. We just landed on the island. So I now have Wake Island. So I bring, oops, sorry. My camera. Getting used to using this one. Okay. I flipped that over for Wake Island. My guys are on there, and now I can get 3 land-based aircraft there. So it gives me some support. I got some decent infantry there. And if they don't come bother me, I can use one of them to help go back and get Midway on the next turn. All right. And then I'll just clear my map and we'll get ready for the last battle. Okay, the last battle is going to be right here for New Caledonia. So I'm going to move, I've got the map set up over here. And let's see if we can get everything adjusted. We get the map set up, we bring our US forces over. I've got airfield of 2 here. And I've got a battalion, the 1st Australian Infantry and the 32nd Infantry in their foxholes. And it says, if the Japanese begin the battle with forces ashore, advance their resupply orders by 1. So we do this up here. We're going to advance it from 7 to 8. Okay. We'll bring their forces over. They also have 2 aircraft. So 2 airfields. Right there. And they have 3 battalions in their foxholes. All right. All right. Roll for battle turns. Here we go. They get 8. 8 is 3 battle turns. All right. Determine the battle plan draws. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, my subgroups weren't supposed to be up there. 4, 5, and then they have their surface fleets. So carrier fleet 2, 4, and surface fleet 2. So here's surface fleet 2 and a destroyer. And they got carrier fleets 2 and 4. So they have a carrier, battleship, subgroup, which would be down here, and carrier fleet 4, which is all these carriers. And then what we have to do is go through here, because they have carrier groups, and determine the ship placement. Okay. All the carriers are in the ocean area, which I did that. Place 1 Japanese escort with the lowest surface attack value. Oh, he's a carrier. So he's a 3, he's a 3. So it's one of these 2 destroyer groups. We'll place a destroyer group there. Let me get all these guys kind of over here where I can work with them. place one Japanese escort with the highest surface attack value in the coastal area. Well, that's the battleship group. So they're doing support that way. Okay. Now we do it again. Lowest surface, that's this destroyer group. Highest is this battleship group. So both battleship groups are there. Then this cruiser goes out here, and this cruiser comes in here. And that's where we're at. 4, 3, 2. Okay. Man, oh man. Yep. All right. And their subgroup won't be doing anything, so I'm just going to send him on back. Subgroup 1. Yep. All right. And they have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They have 16. It's 3 battle plans. So they get 3 battle plans. Whew, one more, they would have had 4. Okay. And of course, this battle location is here at New Caledonia. All right, here we go. The fun begins. Let's see, I got to select my battle plans. I've got one left. I think, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? I think Furball flicks 1 extra hit. He could have a chance there. Yep, and then wow. Well, I don't have any ships here. I can do a charge. That's worth 1. I can do a CB. That would stop one of my airfield hits. Or I could take a well, I can use artillery and inflict a hit. That's what we'll do. So we're going to take artillery. We're going to take our charge. We're going to see if we can't hit these guys here. All right. All right, here we go. Draw the Japanese battle plans. He gets 3. He gets air combat. Crud. +3, +2 on dogfight and bomb rolls. That's not a good thing for us. He gets no contact, no attacks in the Japan Ocean. That's fine. I wasn't going out there anyway. And submarine warfare. We don't have any of that. So 2 of these come off. So the only one I got to worry about is his air combat. All right, we're going to move our U.S. aircraft. They're attacking the infantry right here. Now we move our Japanese bombers. Okay, and then I got to get all the carrier groups going. Holy moly. Okay, let's do the 2 land-based bombers first. They're going to be the Sentai. He rolls a 5. So he's coming over. He's bombing here. And he rolls a 5. He's coming here. And now we do our carriers. We got a light carrier, which has a 0 and a dive bomber. So let's see, a 0 and a dive bomber. Okay, the 0 is going to go 5. He's coming over here. So that's okay because, well, he's over the island. And the island means he's going to attack my guys. And the bomber goes 7, which sends him out in the ocean, which isn't there, which would bring him to coastal, which he isn't there, so he comes here. All right, now they get 1 of each. 1, and then these 2, they come together. This is off of the Akagi. Oops, I grabbed the wrong. Off of the Akagi. Okay, he gets a 0 in the bombers. Here come the bombers. 7, which brings them back, so they're bombing. And his 0 got a 3. They come over the island. So they're attacking my guys. Now we go to the Soryu. 1, 2, and his 0s. We know it doesn't matter what I roll, the bombers are coming here. And the 0s are what we have to roll for. And this set of 0s is going to be here over the island. So, okay. The Hio, I guess, Hio. Same thing, we roll for the 0s. They stayed over as escort. The bombers come over here. And the last one is the Hosho. 1, 2, and 3. We know where the bombers are going. Now where's the 0s going? 0s, they stayed up out here. Okay. Lordy, lordy, here we go. It's time for combat. All right. So we're going to have dogfights. We got 3 0 groups right here. And I got 1, my Mag 13 can also fight back. Okay. So he's got 3 0 groups. They're 8 or less to hit. He gets +3 and +2. Oh, they're going to wipe us out, I'm pretty sure, but here we go. He gets a 6, a 2, and a 7. So that's 6 is a hit, the 7's a hit. The 6 with the +3 is actually 2 hits, and the 2 is 2 hits. So that's 4. They got us. But I get to fire back at least once with my Mag 13. And he hit a 2. He wiped out 1 0 squadron. But they eliminated both my B-17 got shot down and Mag 13 got taken out. Okay, so that pretty much took care of that. Those 0s are done. So I didn't do any damage to those guys. All right, here he comes with his bombers. He doesn't have any other fighters to do anything over here, so now we do bombers. Okay, the first one, he needs a 6 or less. 6. There's the first hit. Hits the battalion. That was him. He'll go back to his airfield. He needs a 4 or less. 4. Killed the battalion. Back to the airfield. These guys need a 4 or less. 10. They missed. Okay. That's from the light carrier. Zuiho. Okay, here comes this bomb group. They need a 2 or less. 10. He needs a 4 or less. 9. No damage. Okay. That's from the Akagi. Here comes the next one. Same thing, a 4. Here's the 2 or less. 10. Here's the 4 or less. 6. They didn't do any damage from the Soryu. Okay, the Hio, 2 or less. It's on its angle. We gotta re-roll it. It's a 4. He missed, and a 4 or less. 5. Wow. Okay, we're dug in them foxholes. Same thing. 2 or less. 7. 4 or less. 4. 1 hit. Shoot. Hit the Australian infantry. Okay. That's all his bombers. All right. Torpedoes, depth charges, naval guns. Here we go. The battleships are firing. They need a 7 or less. 9. He missed. This battleship group is firing. They need a 5 or less. 7. They missed. Okay, the cruisers are 4 or less. 6. No damage. I survived. Here comes the infantry. He's a 4, a 3, and a 1. Okay, here's the 1. It's a 3. Here's the 3. It's an 8. Here's the 4. 7. No damage. All right. I got a 2 and a 3 for mine. Here comes my 2. 5. Here's my 3. 6. No damage, but I'm going to fire my artillery. That's worth 1 hit. It hits the battalion. Used up my artillery. And I get 1 extra infantry attack with my charge. He's a 32nd infantry. He's a 3 or less. 5. So, no good. Okay. That's the end of that turn. Well, here we go. Second turn. We draw their battle plans. This is really ugly now. Ship combat. +3 on his naval rolls. Ship combat. +3. So it's the same thing. So I would assume, being as there's 2 of those in there, it only works for 1 of the ships. So each one of these would go to a battleship. It's not for all their ships. It doesn't really specify that, but that's the way I think that's what makes sense. It doesn't apply to every ship. It doesn't get that modifier, just whichever one you want to apply it to, and it would be their highest one, of course, which is probably going to do us in here, but okay, we know all the aircraft are coming here, all the bombers are coming here, so we don't need to move everything. It's kind of a known thing. There's no dogfights. So we start with, there's no anti-aircraft, so here come the bomb runs. So we'll start with the land-based. He's a 4 or less to hit. Got an 8, he's a 6 or less. 6. So he eliminated the Australian infantry. They're gone. Okay, now we come here. We know every one of them's a 2 and a 4. Well, the first one's a 4 or less from the light carrier. He got a 10. Okay, here's for the 2. That's a 5. Here's the 4. 4. That's 1 hit. Now we come here with the 2. 3 missed and a 4. 10 missed. 2. 7 and a 4. 1. They got him. So that's it. Well, the airfield's still there, but there's no aircraft, so that's it. So we lost New Caledonia from an overwhelming force, and that battle is now over. Okay, like put everything back where it goes, and that's the end of the Japanese or the battles. So now they do Japanese reinforce. So we got to roll to see what they're going to get for reinforcements. They get an 8 +1 for resupply orders for each one of them. That's 8, so that's 16. And then -1 per damaged force. Well, that battalion down here is damaged, so that's -1. We went from 16 to 15. And then he had a ship that was damaged. It gets repaired, this destroyer. So he's down to 14. That's it for damages. So 14, he would get 2 ships, 2 infantry, 2 aircraft. Because he doesn't have any reinforcements for ships, the infantry comes out of there, but his ships then become infantry. So he gets 2 aircraft. And I never rolled. They would have stayed. 2 aircraft right here. And he's going to get 4 battalions. 1, 2, 3, 4. They all go there. Okay. All right. Then we do and because he spent 2, that drops to 6. I don't think it really matters. U.S. return to port. So this group moves up to the Hawaiian Islands. This group goes into port. And then we do U.S. supply check. And we have a problem here at Wake Island because I'm cut off when they took Midway. So I don't have a line to Wake. So I think I got to check and see what happens there. Okay, so because they're not in supply, each one of these units takes a hit. So they both take a hit right there. Okay. Which means I'm going to have to spend supply points now to get them out of that. U.S. defeat check. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm still good there. So I don't have to worry about that. So that's going to be the end of this turn. Okay, we survived the turn. We lost New Caledonia, which was not a surprise. We did take Wake Island, but we lost Midway. And Midway hurts because of the supply issue. So this time I'm going to have to go get Midway. Now, this fleet number 1 is probably going to stay there, a surface fleet, but he's pretty weak. 1 destroyer, and he's got some ground troops that he can land. But I got a surface fleet that I can send in there and send in some reinforcements and see if we can't retake Midway Island really quick here, get them back off of there, and see if we can hold that. I can put some aircraft on Wake Island to help us there. He doesn't have anything there, so it all depends on reinforcements and things like that. So I got to watch now this carrier fleet's down here because Carrier Fleet 4 is dangerous. They're a big fleet. If they come up toiling up there, they'll give us trouble. All right, that's enough rambling on. This was a tough one, but I'm still in the game. And 2 more turns for 1942. If I can get out of 42, I think I can start rolling. Some of my supply is going to start coming in here a little bit too. I got some Marines coming, and I can send them into Midway Island to help hold that if we need to. So it's a big deal, but I think we're getting there. We're hanging on by the skin of our teeth right now, but that's what it takes. Hey, I hope you enjoy it. I'm having fun playing this. It's a tough game. There's a lot to it. It's not a fast game because you got a lot of stuff and the battles take time, but I'm having a good time with it. I hope you like it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. And if you like what we're doing, give me a thumbs up. It helps. And so I'll see you at the next turn. Thanks, everybody.